My name is Adam Andrzejewski, and I'm the CEO and founder of OpenTheBooks.com. We've got a great segment this week for you, as always. This week it's on the number one most highly compensated federal employee, Dr. Anthony Fauci. Before we get into the details of our oversight on his future retirement pension, I just want to update everybody on our mission at OpenTheBooks.com. Quite simply, it's every dime online in real time. And last year, to that end, we filed 47,000 Freedom of Information Act requests to capture $12 trillion of federal, state, and local spending. This had never been done before in the history of the country. You can come to openthebooks.com, and we have nearly every dime online in real time of government spending everywhere. I encourage you to visit our website. All right, let's get into our topic. And before we do, I want to introduce my co-host, Tamara Colbert.
Good evening, Adam. Hey there.
Happy
Dr.
New Year.
Fauci, the top topic of 2021. So, Open the Books auditors looked at everything we possibly could. Can you break down your findings of Dr. Fauci's pension? It's crazy.
So Dr. Fauci, after 55 years at Health and Human Services, he says he's not going to retire yet. The latest opinion polls from the American people show that 53%, a slim majority of the people now, want him gone. They want him retired. And that includes 32% of Democrats. So 1 out of every 3 Democrats isn't happy with Dr. Fauci. So our auditors at openthebooks.com, we dug into and estimated if he didn't retire today, just how much would he get on his federal retirement pension. And it turns out we estimate that he would receive $350,000 per year. And that would be the all-time highest federal pension ever awarded. And Tamara, if you think about it, that's $1,000 a day. The first day Fauci retires, he's going to receive $1,000 a day for the rest of his life with cost of living increases. So it only goes up from there. He'll be paid to stay home. Over the course of the first 3 years of his retirement, he's going to clean off well in excess of $1 million.
And this is all legal. His pension is legal, correct?
Right. Since he's a year ago in January, Tamara, our auditors at openthebooks.com, in my column at Forbes, we broke the fact that for the last 2 years, Fauci is the number one most highly compensated federal employee. He out-earns everybody, the president, 4-star generals in the United States military. They have millions of men and women underneath their command. But Fauci's number one. He out-earns all 4.3 million of his colleagues at the federal level. And so with the number one most highly compensated salary, of course, when he retires, it's going to be the number one most lucrative federal pension in history as well.
So, Adam, tell our audience, there are 2 federal lawsuits that you've got right now that Open the Books is working on Dr. Fauci, and one with National Institutes of Health. This is going to reveal quite a bit more. Can you share some of that with us?
Yeah, so there's a lot of unanswered questions when it comes to the compensation package and perquisites of Dr. Anthony Fauci. His pay and perks and his pension benefits, we have a lot of questions. So a year ago, it's already been a year, we filed the Freedom of Information Act request trying to unearth and get to the bottom of just how much taxpayer money is flowing into the Fauci household. And so here's our questions. We filed a request on under Sunshine Law. These are all public documents for his contract, his employment contract, a basic document with all amendments, changes, and modifications to that contract. We filed a request for his conflict of interest disclosures, his financial disclosures, his job description, basic stuff. We need this in order to hold him accountable. And it's an understatement to say that all of this is in the public interest. He's tip of the spear on crafting public health policy in this country during a pandemic. And furthermore, we filed a request for his calendar. We want to know what he's been up to and who he's meeting with. We also filed a request, and this is very important, for royalty payments for Dr. Fauci and any other scientist employed by the National Institutes of Health. We believe up to 1,000 scientists receive royalty payments from, for instance, pharmaceutical companies. It's all legal under the law, but they're supposed to disclose it. They've slow walked it. And so we had to sue them for the records. And a federal judge has ordered those records open starting on February 1st.
Well, that's great. So we know we've got some good information in the next couple of weeks, but you've also got some additional breaking news on Dr. Fauci. And this time it's related to his household income. Can you explain that to our audience?
So when we get the results from our federal lawsuit, and our lawyers are the public interest law firm in Washington, D.C., Judicial Watch, when we finally receive the production and the estimates on the pages, we're going to get about 2,500 pages of records. We'll be able to quantify Fauci's household income. Here's what we know now. Dr. Fauci makes more than $334,000 a year. That's actually his salary, the latest available from 2 years ago, Tamara. We don't have what he made in fiscal year 2021. We're already in fiscal year 2022 since October 1st of last year. So we're looking at his salary basically 2 fiscal years in arrears. We know his wife is the chief bioethicist for the National Institutes of Health. She makes more than the vice president at $235,000. Again, that salary is 2 years old. You add the salaries, pay increases for the last 2 years, you tack on 30% for benefits, and already you're over total taxpayer cost of $900,000. If Fauci has some royalties, if he's got some payments from some other federal entities, and we believe he does, it's going to put their household income in excess of $1 million a year. So stay tuned.
That is incredible. Open the Books auditors finishing strong at the end of the year, not resting for a minute. We're starting the year off with a bang. Adam, this is a happy new year for us. Open the Books, more investigations. Can you give us a sneak peek at what you anticipate 2022 to look like from transparency perspective?
Well, the first thing we're looking for immediately right here in the year, and the judge is under no deadline. In California, the Superior Court judge is actually writing an order in our case to force open the California state checkbook. We expect that decision to come soon, and we're optimistic that the judge will order the California Comptroller, Betty E., to begin the process of producing the line-by-line expenditures in the state of California. To date, she's refused to produce even one expenditure. She admits to paying 50 million bills last year. So this is going to be just one of the many things one of the 500 investigations that we launch in 2022.
500 investigations. It's going to be a great year for transparency and a great year for Open the Books. You can learn more at openthebooks.com. And this is our first Thursday of the new year. So every Thursday at 4:30 Central, 5:30 Eastern, you can join us for another riveting episode of the Ripoff of the Week. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week.